And it's not the only child sex abuse case involving teachers this month.
Three other Valley educators are facing charges or are under investigation, and detectives say all of these cases involve social media. Austin Walker is in our newsroom tonight. That's a lot of similar cases we're looking at, Austin.
Yeah, so I mean, this is unusual to see 4 separate instances highlighted in the legal system just this month. And it's bound to be unnerving for parents who send their kids to school trusting they will be safe and in good hands.
Just perversion when it's all said and done. It's disgusting.
Friday morning, Patrick Botillo, known as Mr. Orange, a Phoenix Suns superfan and former Peoria High School boys basketball coach, appeared before a Maricopa County judge, sentenced to 3.5 years in prison on 3 counts of attempted sexual exploitation of a minor.
Good luck to all of you.
Last month, Botillo pleading guilty for soliciting sexual photos and videos from students at the high school. Earlier this month, also within Peoria Unified, 2 female teachers at Centennial High School, Haley Beck and Angela Berlacca, accused of sexual conduct with the same teenage boy. And finally, on Thursday, 22-year-old Jessenia Rodriguez, a teacher's aide, was arrested and charged with sexual conduct with a minor and luring an 8th grader, 15-year-old boy, into a sexual relationship.
I think it's very unusual. Yes.
According to each police report, much of the evidence compiled came from online communication between these educators and the student victims.
In my office alone, I've seen a huge uptick in online offenses.
Dr. Brecken Blades, a forensic psychologist, says while these cases do have that in common, the gender of the offenders differ, which may change public perception of the cases.
What's an unfortunate part of the issue when it's a female who's, the potential perpetrator versus a male is that our society tends to view that differently. And it often goes underreported, and sometimes the female isn't portrayed in the same way that a male offender or perpetrator would be portrayed.
And while data shows female offenders are more rare, the impacts don't change.
It is unfortunate when someone uses their position of authority. That can have increased trauma outcomes for the victim and certainly impacts the entire community.
So a very scary story. Now, there are signs, though, to look for and to be aware of. Is there a communication outside of school channels, whether that's phone calls, social media messages like Snapchat or texting? And also, is a teacher giving extra attention to your child that's not connected to the school event? In the newsroom tonight, Austin Walker for Arizona's Family.